Good afternoon. I'm Margaret Low Smith. I'm president of AtlanticLIVE. It is wonderful to see you all here. We actually have an incredible crowd. It's wonderful. It's such a pleasure to be in Santa Monica. I must say this is one of my favorite places on earth. And with the beautiful RAND Corporation as the background, we're thrilled to be here and to be doing today's event here, which we've titled Fast Forward to the Connected City. Today, as part of our Bold Bet series, we've been doing this across California. We were in Sacramento a couple of months ago. We're going to be in Berkeley next month, and of course, we're here today. Throughout the Atlantic's history, we've been committed to addressing the most pressing issues of our time, and I think everybody in this room would agree that the future of our cities certainly fits that bill. Los Angeles is one of the most connected cities in the world, and other cities are just trying to catch up and exploring how they can harness the power of big data. So today we're going to focus on how local governments can better serve the people who live in their cities. We'll meet experts who eat, sleep, breathe urban planning, infrastructure, and big data. We'll talk about what's working, we'll talk about what's not working, and we'll talk about what's possible. We're streaming this event, as you can see, live at theatlantic.com/live. You can join the conversation on Twitter on Atlantic at Atlantic_live. You should use the hashtag #BoldBets. We'll have time for your questions after each conversation. Don't forget to silence your cell phones. Before we start the conversation, I want to thank our underwriter who is making this gathering possible, and that's the Siemens Corporation. And I am delighted that Los Angeles Chief City Executive for Siemens, Dennis Rodriguez, is here with us, and I'd love him to share some thoughts. Dennis.
So thank you, Margaret, and good afternoon. On behalf of Siemens, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today and also welcome our distinguished speakers that we have here with us today. The U.S. is at a critical moment faced with both great opportunity and a critical need to upgrade the nation's infrastructure. 25 years ago, the U.S. Was thought to have the best infrastructure in the world, but that is no longer the case. The American Society of Civil Engineers recently gave the United States a report card of a D+ in their infrastructure report. Traditionally, infrastructure conversations have focused on rails, roads, and bridges. But we're here today to broaden that conversation to power grids, traffic management, the industrial base, smart buildings, and all the data that is being used to modernize cities and serve society. Today, we're going to hear from civic, business, and academic leaders, not just on the improvements that they're making, but also how data and information are changing the ways we address infrastructure challenges. Possibly nowhere else in the world will the growth of digital information have a greater impact than in our cities. With 2/3 of the world's population migrating toward urban centers by the year 2050, intelligent infrastructure has become the highest priority. And we know that the drive for intelligence requires data, and lots of it. All of our information today is being driven by 5 million connected devices. According to Gartner, this number is going to increase to 30 billion within the next 5 years. This data is playing an important role in the digitalization that is taking place today. So what does all this add up to? There is a reason why big data is also called unstructured data. There's not much to see when you look at it from the naked eye. But when you crunch all this information through high-speed computers, guided by advanced algorithms across a global network of computer systems, and shaped by talented people with tremendous analytical skills, what you see is the insights that have never been available to us before. We've already seen the way data and software can change the face of city infrastructure. 20 years ago, traffic intersections were static systems that operated on a set schedule, no matter the time of the day or the amount of traffic that was flowing through that intersection. Today, traffic intersections can detect, calculate, and signal more intelligently depending on congestion and also on time of day. One example is during a sporting event when you have much more traffic congestion that comes out of the sporting event venue. Tomorrow, we may not need traffic signals whatsoever. We may have software and hardware that guide you to an intersection to avoid or not come in contact with different traffic congestion. This is known as a connected vehicle concept. The city leaders gathered here today understand that the importance of digitalization plays in the economy and how leveraging smart data can improve the quality of life and make cities more efficient. You can see this in the city's buildings that use intelligent software to operate more efficiently, saving money and saving energy, like the beautiful gold LEED building that we're presently sitting in. You can also see this in the power grid that uses technology to make better use of renewable energy. You can also see this in the open data portal that making data like water information and traffic information more readily available for the public to consume. You can also see this in the first of its kind transportation systems that change the way that we look at travel. One example of this is that Siemens is partnering with the South Coast Air Quality Management District to create the first of its kind electric highway system near the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. This system will electrify trucks, cargo trucks, and freight trucks that transport heavy-duty freight and corridor along a cargo truck freight corridor system. And as a part of that, it's going to reduce toxic emissions and improve traffic congestion for cargo truck movement. These technologies and others across the energy, transportation, and industrial space aren't just a nice to have. Investing in smart, agile, and secure infrastructure systems will yield broad economic impact and also attract investment. As a company that works with cities across the global landscape in 190 countries, we're very proud to be a part of this event today, and we thank you for allowing us to host it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dennis. And as you just said, it's clear that infrastructure and its role in our cities is going to be at the center of our conversation today.